Hello, everybody. Thank you all for joining. I've been peppered with requests to update my Retire On series. And here we go. Thank you so much, Sir Winston. You're going to see crazy changes in many things. The fundamentals of this chain that people mocked me for years have changed radically. This token hit $189 today. $189. A year ago, it was $20. We'll see the impact of that on the bags as well. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for the likes. Thank you all for the support. This is one of the most popular series. And in fact, a lot of people imitated too. So we're going to run through a ton of stuff. We're going to go through all the fundamentals first, new price targets, new modeling, and then a conclusion. And it doesn't take that long. Trust. Thanks for coming. Let's see as well how everybody is set for their retirement bags. And by the way, I first started doing this 3 years ago. Tons of you out there have built the positions to fulfill the bags, but it was so much easier a while back. So let's jump in. And thank you as well to the mods of the chats for coming. And this is not financial advice. Who knows what will happen in the future? But it is interesting. And a shout out to everybody on Patreon that make all of this possible every day. Hey, James, love your videos. And I can't wait to see your new Retire On PTS. Well, it's coming. So thanks, Blueberry, for being here as well. All right. Now, the crazy thing is, it's just weird. When I first started doing these in, I think, 22nd of June, 2021, the price of Solana was $22. Then I did another one in May 2023. The price of Solana was $20. Today, it's $185. It was $189 like an hour or two ago. It's just crazy. Sometimes things can sit quiet for a while, and they can explode up, explode down, etc. We need to be prepared for that, and we will be as well. I did a quick vote for who was interested in doing this. Of course, I knew many people would. Thank you, VegTrader and Marius. 92.2% of you were interested. 7.8% of you who follow me are interested in other coins, and we had 3,116 votes in about 2 hours. So not bad at all. Now, let's talk about dominance. I rarely talk about dominance, but there was some weird dominance stuff happened today. And it is a good way to gauge, as I talk about a lot, is a rising tide floats all boats. That tide is the crypto market cap. That tide hit $2.75 trillion today. It was under $1 trillion not too long ago. But here I have a model that looks at the year. You can pick your own target here for CMC, which is crypto market cap. Now it's 2.75 trillion. You can assume your sol dominance number, whatever it is, and you pick a number. You pick 5%, you pick 3%, you pick 1%, and that'll give you the price target. Or you could go really crazy and pick 10%. Anywho, the point is, I'll be using this later today. And I did this exact slide in October 2023. And again, the price of Solana was in the toilet. But I did say my bear case for this bull run, if, this is important, if Solana hits 3% of crypto market cap dominance and CMC goes to 5 trillion, that'll take the price of Solana to $363. Okay, sounds crazy, but some of this has already happened. Already. We are halfway there already. Like 20 weeks later, halfway to this target. Now, let's see what dominance looks like and some of the milestones we've had in the past. We crossed through the magical, I think it was 2.4% of dominance, which was kind of like a key level of resistance at the time. We hit this at $181 on 6th of September 2021. We hit it again, $190, 19th of October 2021. We hit it again, 30th of March 2022 at $131. And we hit it again. That should be 2023, by the way. My bad. And we hit it again, 15th of March. No, that is 2022, actually. Yeah. 15th of March 2024, $189. And Solana Dominance is 3.23%. It is off to the races. It is the black hole. It is the consensus trade. All the stuff I've been saying is what it is. And I'm going to back that up with data right now. 10 months ago, for giggles, the Solana Dominance was 0.73%. Now it's 3.23% of that 2.75 trillion. So not two things are happening. One, the rising tide is floating all boats. Two, the dominance is going through the roof. 4x. So I hope you're tracking with me here. Very important. Now, let's look at dominance in other areas. Morpheus, thanks for coming. Dominance and daily active users. All right. So Solana, 1.008 million daily active users per the SCP profiler. If you go to another source, it's 1.2 million today. Bitcoin, 540,000. Ethereum, 376,000 daily active users. ZK Sync, 286. And then you got your Aptos, 163. Arbitrum Layer 2, 145. Base, etc. It doesn't matter. Everybody's now going to do this, okay? And they're not just using one app. They're using tons of dApps all across the board for doing everything. It has become the consensus chain that everybody's using. Now, another view of daily active users. Again, this is from Artemis, 1.2 million. And again, you'll see Bitcoin is 634, up from 560 the day before, 458 for Ethereum, etc. These things fluctuate all over the place. But clearly, the green line is what you want to focus on, and it's up and away. And then at the very bottom, you got the crumbs that are just dangling around. You've got Sui, the so-called Solana killer, 15,000 daily active users. Polkadot, 11,000. Flow, 10,000, etc., etc. So that's all she wrote. Another thing is the amount of market cap per daily active user. A very important metric we've always looked at. Now people are talking about it. ETH has $1 million of market cap per daily active user. Solana has $74,000 of market cap per daily active user. Polkadot, $1.3 million of market cap per daily active user. Stacks, $850,000 of market cap per daily active user. These are crazy numbers. So you got to be careful in terms of understanding relative value. That is a key metric that you need to look at. Also, let's talk about, Solana. My original thesis was if there is an ETH killer, it is Solana. That was also correct. Here you can see how Solana slays Ethereum. Nakamoto coefficient, bingo. Block time, bingo. Finality, bingo. Max TPS, bingo. Daily transactions. In fact, max TPS for Ethereum is 45. With the Denkun upgrade, it's still 45. It was designed to help the layer 2s to help the chain scale, but even Vitalik talks about the dangers of the layer 2s. Daily transactions, 25 million versus 1.1 million. Daily active users, 1 million versus 376,000, etc. The amount of activity per chain per user, daily transactions over daily active users, 24.8 versus 3.1. Circulating market cap, you can see it's a lot smaller, even though Solana's been on a rampage. It has a long way to grow to be the size of Ethereum, like 640%. Also, another key thing we look at all the time here, I used to call this the zombie coefficient, how to identify dead chains. But if you are 15 months into a bull run and you're still languishing at the bottom, very far from your all-time highs, you're probably dead. And people get very hurt when I say that, but I don't care, because I just share data and historic analytics, and it works. Solana Distance from all-time high, 34%. ETH is closer to the all-time high, though, only 25% away. So take this with a grain of salt. If you are in any of these names, pull down. If you're 65% away from your all-time high, you're probably not going to get back to your all-time high. And that's from looking at previous cycles. It's just how it works. Old stuff withers away and dies. But it can take another 4 to 8 years for them all to die. But they're not going to survive, and they're not going to do anywhere near as well as the winners. Winners take most. The same information, the same knowledge and experience apply to all markets. Crypto is not unique, it's not special. And the ETH Maxis are coping hard. This is a funny one earlier today. You can see here, they're talking about how, let me see, let me try to read this. For Denkun shall slay the wicked beasts who preyed on our downfall, the ones who said, ETH shan't scaleth, while they cooked up fake numbers and fake narratives. Well, I have real numbers and real narratives, and ETH still not scaleth. Okay? And if you, and if you ever tried, like I always say I've got ETH trapped and some other stuff on a, what's it called, the Wolf MetaMask wallet. I don't even want to go in there to get it off because I can't be bothered. It's just too painful. If I could pay for a magic wand to go bing and extract it, I would pay for that wand. Now, let's look at some other data too. Solana is second only to Ethereum for developer repositories. That shows you the breadth of the dApps. And again, Solana is very new compared to Ethereum. And what else we got here? Before we get into the retire on stuff and the price targets, it's important to understand all of these metrics. Solana is still now up at the fourth largest generator of fees in all of crypto, despite charging 0.00002 cents per transaction. They make it up in volume. It's an old joke from the 90s with .com and stuff. Anyhow, $1.3 million in fees. They're behind Tron, $1.4 million, Bitcoin, $2.6 million, and of course, nearly $30 million in fees for Ethereum. Yes, Ethereum makes a ton of fees, but that'll all change because nobody can pay for that. Imagine doing 25 transactions a day and spending $30 a transaction. You'd be broke and retired in milliseconds. Anyway, let's look at another chart too. I'm not hitting on ETH, but just kind of proving the point. If there was an ETH killer, it's all, and here it is. Ethereum has had a great year. This is just 1 year of data here. Ethereum, I think, has tripled in the last year. But guess what beat it by a further 360%? And that is Solana. Okay, that gives you a good perspective of how much better. There was a time there where, ETH had a bit of a run looking up to Dencum, but it's always, as I said, sell the news event, and that's what happens. Now, there's more stuff happening with Ethereum too. Could this be the new stacks killer? Jupiter Launchpad first pick Zeus, which I voted for, brings Bitcoin liquidity to Solana, and it could be a kind of construed as a way of using Bitcoin liquidity on the Solana chain, akin to what Stacks does. I haven't done a face-off comparison, but that could be an interesting one too. In addition, games are coming to Solana. I don't do games, but Killer Bears is apparently a top game. And this is what I call the black hole. Then you got big money runners, Pantera Capital, buying up $250 million of Solana as Solana breaks $150. And they are going to be holding for 4+ years. They're not buying it to dump it. They're buying it to hold it. That's part of the contract as well. So that's why I call this the Black Hole Sun or Black Hole Sol. Shout out to Slaying Beast, I think, who put this meme together. Appreciate you. All right, now we're going to get into the warning stuff. Price predictions. And I'm going to go back to Dominance first and break this down. Okay, and you can take this model yourself, run your own scenarios, pick your poison, and see where you come to. So first of all, what this model does, it looks at Solana Dominance. And I highlighted one just so you all know how to read it. And it goes out to 2027. But of course, we're already getting close. So if you take, for example, 3% Solana Dominance and a crypto market cap of 2.75 trillion, you get $186, which is exactly where we are today. Now, if you go to 5% market cap dominance and the crypto market cap goes to $5 trillion, we now go to $482. Okay, so it's gone up a lot. Now, my previous model that I showed earlier was only assuming 3% dominance. This assumes 5% dominance. So you can take this, run your scenarios, and see what you're comfortable with. And this is the old, by the way, my old May 2023, which is 10 months ago, Solana price predictions. They're already old. So I was like, I think, let me see, 2025, I had a $181 target, $301, etc. 2024, 10%. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. These are now old. That's how fast this thing runs. And all my stuff is up there on videos you can always see. Now, this is the updated set of price targets. I have 3 scenarios. Again, you can take what you want from this. I used to, by the way, compare Solana to Ethereum, but now that's no longer a valid analysis because I do believe Ethereum will shrink and Solana will continue to grow as it has done. So I've changed the models completely, and this is the new model. So we have a bear. My bear expectation for this year is $228. My expected is 380, which is very sandbagged, because I know we're going to go to 480 at least. And the bull is 761. Okay, 2025 next year. Again, 269, 449, and 898, etc. Now there could be bear markets which could take things down, but on average we get up to here. Now if you look at the bull target for 2032 is 3200. Van Eck have a bull target of 3222 for 2030. So their bull target is higher than mine, and it's coming in 2 years sooner. Just for perspective, to show you that these things are sandbagged. And all my predictions so far, I've had to up them all because they're way too conservative. I did a should I buy render and injective and everything else. I think my injective target was 12 and it's at $50 now almost, and my render target was like $2, now it's 10. It's just totally sandbagged. Anyway, let's go. This is a visual of what these price targets look like. And obviously, as things get bigger, they accelerate faster. So yellow is the bull, red is the expected, and bear is the blue. And these will be important as well because we're going to take them into account into the retirement models. And here we go. This is going to be the Solana Cost Retire in 13 destinations. We added a new destination because Sanjay wanted it. So let's go. And how the model works. I will walk through this model in a Patreon exclusive video later, and I'll share the model too, but explain to you how you all use it, because the last time I used a special solver code to use it and confused many of you, but I've simplified it and will make it much easier so you can actually plug in your own scenarios later, like how many sol you have, make a conservative price target, etc., or do it with MicroStrategy, or do it with whatever else. But you can actually change your retirement timeline too. Instead of going out 19 years, you can go out 3 years. We have a lot of people retiring very early as well because of the craziness that's happening right now. All right, I'm going to start with the US. I'm going to go through this very fast because you can always pause it and look at it. And some people may not be interested in certain countries. But this is data, again, from 2023 of how much a 65-year-old couple retiring in the US need. They need about $2,900 a month to maintain their pre-retirement standard of living. Again, I always sandbag, so I added 70% load to this number because I don't trust government statistics. Obviously. So here we are. This is basically the model. For those of you who know this channel, you know how this works. So you have your different price prediction targets. So I've got the low, which is the bear, the expected, and the bull. Bull goes up to 3,200. The low is $960, and I take an average of them all. And from the average, I calculate your total. In the top right corner is the green box of how much you need per month, the appreciation rate of the underlying asset, and the inflation rate of wherever you live. Okay, and all of that together gives you exactly how much you need at a certain point of time. The point of time that we start is 2032, and how much tokens you need to retire at that stage. So for the United States, because I added 70% of the cost, and you need 361 SOL tokens to retire, to spend $5,500 a month for 23 years. Okay, 23, 24 years. And after that, your money's depleted. Now remember as well, I realize it's unrealistic to assume this asset will be there, but that's why I'll come to a very important point at the end and how we play with tap dancing shoes, okay? But just as a theoretical model so you can build a target. That would be 361. And by the way, this is kind of crazy. 10 months ago, that bag cost $7,200 to buy. $7,200. People mocked me. They said, you can't retire on $7,200 in 8 years. It's stupid. That bag now costs $68,040. Okay? That's how fast things run. And I'm not stupid. Just for all the toxic trolls out there, I want to share that. A lot of people definitely build up that. The number was different because the price targets here are different. So you actually need, the good news is you need less SOL to retire now by this time. So if you did get my old estimation, you're going to be well set right now. So this is 361 on average to spend $5,500 a month, which goes up every month as well because of inflation. It's all in the model. I'll explain later on Patreon. Next, Deutschland. Hello, everybody. again, you can pause and read where this data comes from. I upped the numbers as usual. You need $4,939, not euros, dollars. I converted euros to dollars because I kept everything in dollars for simplicity, because that's what the asset is priced in this model as well. You need 325 Solana to retire in Germany. Then we have India. A lot of people watching from India. Hello, everybody. You need $1,951 to live in India. Now, that's in a nice city, an expensive city like Mumbai or somewhere like that. You need 129 Solana. Or if you're staking, 93. I forgot to mention that as well for these different models. Let's go back. If you're staking in Germany, you just need 235. If you're staking in the US, you need 261. So I want that to be very clear for everybody. Then the United Kingdom, tons of Brits in the audience. Hello, everybody. Let's talk about this one. You need £2,390. Again, that's about $3,000. And here are the numbers. Of course, I added 70% load. You need $4,538 a month to retire while in the UK from 2032 onwards. And I will do the breakdown of how all these expenses are calculated as well in a minute with a new example for Italy. But for the team in the United Kingdom right now, they need 298 SOL to retire and only 215 if they are staking. And then they can spend nearly $4,500 a month. But most British people, I think, they bounce overseas anyway, so they don't stick around. They prefer the better weather. We see that a lot in places like Portugal and stuff. Now, with Canada, for all the Canadians up there, same deal. Government data, heavily adjusted. For the Canadians, they need 308 SOL to retire to spend $4,644 a month, which is a lot higher in Canadian dollars. And that will get them out into the future. Then we have Ireland. We have here, you need 285 SOL to retire, or if you're staking, 206 to spend $4,311 a month. And Thailand, very popular place. People always ask me. And I broke out all the costs of what it is. Rent, food, transportation, healthcare, entertainment, and of course, sandbag it. In Thailand, you need 145 SOL to retire, 104 if you're staking, and that'll help you spend 2,184 a month. Now we go to Portugal. Portugal has gotten expensive, actually. You need $3,952 because everybody is going there because it's crypto friendly. All the crypto millionaires are flooding Portugal. But you need 260 SOL to retire, or 188 if you are staking it as well. Italy, a new one. You need $3,785 to retire, or 250 SOL on the nose. 181 if you are staking to spend this money. And this is an example of the breakdown of city center living, 600 euros to 1,200 euros, etc. If you go to places in the Mezzogiorno, you can live a lot cheaper. Then you've got healthcare, food and groceries, which are way cheaper than the United States. Utilities, transportation, entertainment, taxes, etc. That's Italy. A new addition because it was requested. Now, Australia. For the Australians out there, $5,229. You need 345 SOL, 250 if you are staking. And we have Vietnam, 1,459. This is one of the cheapest domiciles. Only 96 SOL to retire, which is a lot more now. When again, 96 SOL, call it 100 SOL. It was like $2,000 for 100 SOL. Not too long ago. It's bonkers to think how investing early and getting in hard can be so life-changing. Let's look at Mexico. You need $2,848 a month. That's also gotten expensive. SOL required 188 SOL on average. By the way, 376 if you assume the bear case prediction, 113 if you assume the bull case prediction, and only 136 SOL if you're staking from the average of all. That's about $2,848 a month. And then we have Costa Rica, 2,801. Costa Rica is also got it a little more expensive, 186 SOL. So with that, everybody, they are some of the countries. And again, the model you'll have later, you can play with it and put in your own parameters, put in your own cost of living, put in your own time frames, put in your own targets based on dominance, and you can build your own model. So you can build your own plan. And what I recommend is to have multiple bags for retirement. A Tesla bag, a MicroStrategy bag, a Solana bag, or whatever bag you want. That's going to be key. That way, if one blows up, you got two left. So you'll be totally set. And let's talk about the conclusion as well. In 2021, when I started the channel, I believed that Sol could be the ETH hedge, then the ETH killer. Now I believe it could eat the world, especially if Firedancer floats. Solana is so performant and enables entirely new classes of applications that were previously impossible. Okay? OPOS is the famous hashtag, only possible on Solana. Part 2, very important. I do believe it'll be easily worth, go back to the dominance model, 33% of Ethereum's market cap. That'll take us to 325. You can use the DOM model and you can use the price prediction model. You can create a model of models as well. And I prefer being very conservative. And I'd be very happy if I hit my conservative 1,600 estimate per token in 2032. Coincidentally, that is half of what Van Eyck have as their bull target, 3211. I didn't make these numbers up. It's bizarre. It's exactly half. But that's how much I sandbag as well. Also, shout out to Mert. It is the consensus trade of this cycle. But most important, and I always stress this, AI is changing things. The world is changing very quickly. Keep your tap dancing shoes on. Stay subscribed to this channel to find out my every move. If I bounce from one asset to another, if I identify, hey Stephen Weston, I knew you'd be here. You're a big Sol fan. If I identify a Sol killer, you will be the first to know about it. It's going to be critical. This is a dedicated Solana video too, and a retirement video. There's playlists. I have 25, 30 playlists. Thank you for the team for organizing my playlists. If you're only interested in certain content, literally, there was a lot of people complaining that they didn't see my retire and MicroStrategy video. Again, 9 months ago. I made that in June last year. MicroStrategy was like $160. And they're like, why didn't you tell me about that video? I could have bought MicroStrategy, which is now over $1,800. This is how crazy this market is. Okay? But stay humble, everybody, because the market can chop your head off in a heartbeat. So be prepared for that. Therefore, always sandbag. Always have multiple positions. Always keep your tap dancing shoes, because we don't know what the future is coming to. And I'm going to zoom into this because this is created by AI. Excuse some of the token icons. But I hope you get the message. Be prepared to change your thesis in a dime and move to the next asset. Rotate. And also at the top of this bull, whenever it happens, we'll be ready to hedge, profit take. We've done nothing but build models to make sure we do not miss the top this time. Guaranteed. And did you fill your bag? That's the big question. Your little Solana bag for retirement, everybody. That's it. Hit the like if you like. Good times ahead. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to the mods in the chat too. And all the 5,000 lovely people watching live. Have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow morning for the weekend recap. Oh, and I got a Bitcoin update too. Bitcoin has been so volatile. It's been kind of crazy. And thanks all for coming. See you later. Bye-bye.